What's going on, RCDS Lifestyle Nation? Again, my name is Joshua Carter, founder of RCDS, and back with another video to talk about some things that have been going on with the brand, some things that, you know, have been on my mind real heavy as of late. And I really wanted to focus on the point of where I'm at in my life with my journey on this. And for those who may have been watching this video or watching these videos or watching this channel or seeing this on Facebook for the first time, what RCDS is, it's a lifestyle brand built around four principles: routine, consistency, discipline, sacrifice, that I feel like, based on what the brand is based off of, I feel like those are the four principles that really can shape our lives and, you know, really set a foundation to get the things that we want to attain out of life every single day. And one of our core practices that we believe in here with RCDS is just being very intentional and living in your truth and living the life that you deserve. Like I said, we're a lifestyle brand, so not really focused on the motivational side of things, but focused on the, getting your brain to think differently, to think about yourself differently. And our foundation is really built around physical fitness and mental fitness. Right now, our strongest campaign that we have going on is the Lose Weight with Me campaign. And I came up with that because, for one, as you can see, I don't fit the mold of a typical personal trainer. I'm not ripped. I don't have big muscles. I'm not skinny by any stretch of the imagination. But this is a journey, and I'm going on that journey, and I want to take people with me. Yes, I go in the gym and I train people, but it's not like I'm not doing anything and the person's doing the workout. No, I'm working out with the person. So it's a totally different approach. Some would even call it like a gym partner. We really focus on the people who want to start working out but can't get out of their way when trying to go into the gym, or don't feel comfortable being with a traditional personal trainer, so they don't want to buy into that. They don't want to spend the $150 that it may cost for a trainer. They don't feel comfortable with going to the grocery store buying items that they have never bought previously in their life. It's about getting over the mental aspect of it. So not only are we creating physical health with losing weight, but also the mental part of that. Losing weight mentally. If you're like myself, you suffer with the anxiety, depression has played a part in your life at some point. Nerves really go crazy, when you're trying to do something different. You don't want to seem like the outcast or things like that. All these thoughts that come up here when you're just trying to get yourself back to a healthier place. And that's what this brand, RCDS, is all about. It's about the physical and the mental aspect of, changing any area of your life. Physical fitness is like our main focus area here, but the fact that we all have a story to tell and we all come from something to get somewhere. We all have said this before: I wish I could. I wish I could have $1 million. I wish I could be a better boyfriend. I wish I could be a better girlfriend. I wish I could be a better husband, wife, etc. But your routine may not dictate the things that you do. How consistent you are with getting to these things that you're wishing for may not correlate with how you're living your life. The discipline factor, your sacrifice levels to get to the best version of yourself may not, be reality. You may be living on a different routine. You may be very consistent with things you shouldn't be. And for me, like I just said before, living in your truth and being intentional about correcting things that are flaws. I'm someone who, like I said, suffers with anxiety. It's a daily battle. It's something that I really, really, really take pride in, even more than like the fitness part of it, the physical fitness part of it. It's something I take real pride in and am very, passionate about helping those who suffer with this, who may not want to, go lay down on the couch or take medication. They want to figure out natural ways to overcome this thing. And before I go any further, I do believe that we all have a little bit of anxiousness inside of us, but some people it can just be crippling. Like for me or other people that I know, other people that I've worked with, um, it can be something that you really can stop you from going after the things that you want in your life. And for me, and I wrote this in social media, I wrote it in blog posts. What anxiety did for me was it created a spirit of lying. It created a spirit of longing for acceptance. It created a spirit of, losing positive relationships due to not feeling adequate enough to be friends with certain people. A feeling of jealousy, a feeling of bad addiction, a feeling of, laziness, weakness, no self confidence. All these things anxiety was creating, and I was like just holding on to them, which then that just opened up the door for depression. You know, um, People on Facebook who may watch this, people on YouTube who may watch this, some people that I were calling my friends, they didn't know who I really was, because it was to the point where I didn't love myself enough to just be the person I was. I'm someone who likes to laugh. My girl and I were talking yesterday, and I told her, I was like, it's funny because I still feel like I'm 16. You know, I think things that at 34 years old probably shouldn't be funny. I still laugh at them because I think it's funny. And, that's something so minuscule, but it's not that I feel like 16 on a mature level, but, like, I just find certain things funny. I like to laugh. I like to joke. I like to make other people feel good. I like to, you know, uh, work out. I like to do things. I like to eat. It's just different things that I like to do that I just didn't feel comfortable, you know, in my own skin, for lack of a better term. And the people who I was trying to be accepted by, like they were on a whole nother wavelength. And even in, like looking at them now, they were living their lives. They were being who they were. They were being intentional about who they were. And if there was a flaw, they knew how to fix it and move on. And for me, I wanted to be so like accepted, and I don't even know why. Like I was accepted at my house. My parents loved me, my grandparents, whatever. It wasn't about that. It was just I just wanted so many friends. It could have been the fact that, being an only child, whatever have you, but I really knew it came down to anxiety when I started like reading things and, being afraid to, you know, confess something or being afraid to not want to do something or succumbing to peer pressure, things like that. And these were happening at like things that were happening to me like a couple years ago, like fully 30 years old and still acting and living this way, doing things that I knew weren't right, being in committed relationships, but cheating, and for no reason. That's not who I am. But I felt like in order to be cool, in order to be accepted by a woman, you had to do these weird things. You had to be tough when I really wasn't that type of dude. Like I had to, you know, try to finesse my way around things instead of just being honest. Instead of just being like, "Hey, this is who I am." Like you either love it or you don't. It's not conducive to my health to be that way. And somebody told me one time when I was telling someone about that it seemed like you just had a lying problem, but we have to find the root of it. And we found the root of it, that it came from this anxiety. It came from being borderline depressed. It came from not feeling comfortable with who I was and who I am when I come to the table. People all the time would tell me like, "Man, like why do you not socialize with people?" I didn't feel comfortable. Social anxiety was making me go crazy to the point where in order for me to feel comfortable, I would create a character, like a person who I thought would make these people feel comfortable with me. I would date women and create things in my mind that what I thought would make them think I was cool. And it would take so much energy to do that I would end up losing the relationship because I would forget stuff that I said. I would forget, and then they would catch it and then it's over. So up until I was like 31, so like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I really dove into who I was. I started like writing down things that people say they like about me, and I started figuring out like, okay, I like that. That's who I am. I started to understand and really find a purpose that I like to help people. I like to listen to people. I like to help people go from here to here. I have to find a passion with finding people, like helping people figure out who they are, because you know that's what it took for me. It took people to say things to me for me to realize, like, okay, the cheating personality, the lying, the insecure, the lack of self confidence, that's in me, but it's not who I am. I can't no longer let these things own me, because I'm losing meaningful relationships. I'm hurting innocent people for no reason because of my issues that were never addressed. And I come forward with it and talk about it so transparently because I know I'm not the only one. I know there are people out there who have things that go on in their minds, and we all have a different struggle, like we all have a different story. So for me, I mean, it still pops up in situations, but I try not to let it affect who I am. So for like this whole lying thing and cheating, I've been in a committed relationship now for 10 months, and I don't even like think about stuff like that, like, because that was never me in the first place. And the girl I'm with, she knows, like, I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna be out here running the streets and doing stuff that I thought women liked. Nah, I am who I am. Either you like it, you love it, or you don't. So it's not like a personal jab at people. It's not an arrogant, cocky thing, but it's about loving who you are. And the person that I was creating, I didn't love that person. That kind of spawned the anxiety, and it made me feel like I wasn't worth anything after all was said and done. And now, you know, kind of being like 3 years like away from that mentality, I see now, like, that's why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I built my branding around that. Like, how can anxiety really affect someone? How does it affect someone? What does it do to a person's mental? And we all have it differently. Like, some people have it to where they just, they don't like, it's more of a depressive thing. Like, sometimes they can't get out of bed, and I've been there too. With the physical side of it, it's my anxiety played a part in my weight gain, weight loss, all that. I would go to the gym at like midnight when nobody was there because I felt stupid not knowing what I was doing in the gym. I was losing weight, but I was losing weight because I was starving myself. If you go back and look at pictures from like 2012 of me, I look skinny, but it wasn't healthy. Now, I've studied it, I've gotten certified in it, and I know how to do it the right way. I know it's a journey, and I want to take people with me. So, for me, this is all about being very purposeful, very intentional, living in your truth, and not just, getting by with things, not just being the person that you are trying to force people to like you for not who you are, but people want to just gravitate to you and, be around you because you're a good person. To me, it's all about being a better, stronger, healthier, mentally and physically person, a loving person. Yes, if and when I strike it rich, I would probably give all that money back to help people because I see people struggle daily, and I know I'm in that fight too. And it's like, what can we do about that? With all the craziness that's going on in this world, small little things just go unnoticed, like go unfixed. People who suffer with these mental things, people who want to change their health but don't know how to take the first step, but don't want to pay for it because people want to charge out the window to help somebody get to better themselves. It's things like that we just have to figure out, and that's what this brand is all about. And finally, at the age of 34, being free from those shackles, and like I said, anxiety still pops up. Like, sometimes if I have to go meet with someone, I'll cancel because I'm not prepared for it. I'm not mentally prepared for it. So it still shows up sometimes. And that's why I say it's a journey. But it's been about 3 years that I've been, loving who I am. And if you accept me, you do. If not, that's cool too. Everybody ain't gonna like you. I mean, there's people out there that don't like Jesus. So why would I expect people to like me for me? People I've done wrong, people who hold grudges on me, cool. Like, if you can still hold a grudge for something that happened 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, perfect. That's cool. If I lost you, I never had you. So that's sounds arrogant and cocky, but it's really not. I have to do that for me because, I've asked for forgiveness for those things. I've asked for how to be very transparent to openly express these things, how to be very understanding that on this journey I'm on, everybody ain't gonna rock with it, and everybody probably don't care. But there are people who care, and those are the only ones I focus on. People who want to change themselves while I'm changing myself, and becoming the victor and not the victim. So that's today's video. I want to be more consistent with these videos. It's a commitment that I've made to myself. So again, RCDS: routine, consistency, discipline, sacrifice. We start from just grassroots. This is not a high-end production. This is done on an iPhone 8 Plus camera with a selfie stick in a home office, and I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm just being very transparent, being very intentional about who I am. Loving myself, loving everybody, even the ones that hate, even the ones that haven't asked, forgiven me for the things I may have done wrong. It's a tough spot to be in, but I'm changing my life, and I just hope that everyone is willing to change theirs, accept the things that you may have done to somebody else. Just taking responsibility for your own life, and that's what I'm on. That's the wave I'm on, and I'm just gonna ride it till it takes me to wherever it takes me to. So yeah, and everything that you want to find out is RCDS Lifestyle across all social media platforms. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.